Hey friends, this is Danny with Triple H Farms. Thanks for joining us today. We're going to show you our compost pile today and what we've been working on for probably the last year or a little better. Right here behind me, this ring is where we put mulched leaves and compost, manure, and shavings from our chicken coop every time we clean it out. Not to mention some food scraps, some coffee grounds, and just general compost things. Those are the three main ingredients. And we layer that up in this ring here behind me and let it decompose. We try to turn it and flip it throughout the year 2 or 3 times. And we don't really pay any attention to the heat and what's going on with it, as some composters do. This is, I would say, probably 75% leaf mulch. We just add a little bit of nitrogen, a little bit of greens and the manure to it to help it kind of decompose. But anyway, this pile here has been breaking down now for, a little better than a year. And it's not by any means broken down all the way. It could really stand to be decomposed some more, but it's broken down enough that we're going to use it on our garden for some compost. Mainly what I'm doing is throwing a little bit in around each tomato plant, and then as we water those in, that just helps our plants. Hello, Waylon. Would you like to say hello? Go on, bud. Go on. But and then I've been throwing some down the aisles in between the rows of tomatoes and other things in our garden, and we'll show you a shot of that here in a little bit. But I just wanted to show you this compost. Now this pile, I've never had this be an issue before, but this pile is full of grub worms. Um, I've been picking out, and as you'll see in a minute, um, just literally hundreds of grub worms out of this pile. Now, I don't want to transfer all of those grubs to my garden. I don't know if grubs are bad for the garden per se. I know they do eat some roots, so I don't know if they would. I know my garden has roots or has grubs in it. It has too. Where literally my compost piles are only 50 feet from our garden, so I know there's grubs there, but I don't want to put that kind of population or concentricity of grubs into my garden. So I've been sifting those out or picking those out. Chickens love them, and they're right here pretty handy. So we've been feeding some of them to them. And then a lot of them I've been putting over into another compost ring that still has a long ways to go. I figure they got to be helping break down that material some. So I'm putting them in there. Yes, I'll probably have to deal with them later whenever I sift through that pile, but that's probably not going to be until sometime this fall or even maybe next spring. So let's get to this and let's see what it looks like. We'll come in here and get a good scoop of this compost. Already I see some of those grubs. What I've been doing, just kind of dumping one scoopful at a time in there. I hope you can see this. But immediately we start finding these grubs, and I've just been picking them out. As you can tell, these big old white grub worms. Of course, a lot of we know these will turn into those bugs later on, but right now there's just, I don't know, there's probably a dozen or more in this one scoop. So it's kind of time consuming, but I've been going through each scoop, picking out these grubs. I'm sure I missed some of them, but try to get what I can out. And then I take these and I go right over there to those chickens. They will devour them. It's like piranhas when I throw them in there. And then also, like I said, I've got another compost pile over here. I'll put them in, but you can see there's probably almost a dozen right there just in one scoop. So we'll take them right over here and we'll toss them in here to these girls. And like I said, they're like piranhas. They absolutely love the grubs. So we'll continue on one scoop at a time. I don't have a whole lot of this compost left, but I'll sort through this, fill up this wagon, and then we'll transfer it over to the garden, and I'll show you what we're doing with it over there. All right, here we are, folks, in our garden. I didn't get a full wagon load of compost because I'm afraid we're going to get wet. Of clouds are kind of moving in. I've heard a couple of rumbles of thunder, so I think we've got a little rain shower coming through, which is happy news. We're glad to see that. But anyway, to try to get this video put out and finished, I wanted to show you what we're doing with this compost. As you can see, this is our finished product. It's not completely broken down, but it should continue to break down once we get it here in this garden. And this is going to really help boost our soil. As you know, and as you can see, we have very sandy loam, very sandy soil here. So water retention is something that we're trying to improve, organic matter in this soil. So this compost like this really helps that. So all we're doing, first thing I've been doing is taking a small scoop and going around and putting a little around the base of each of these tomato plants. Just kind of tossing it in there. And then I've been taking it, and you may be able to see here down this aisle, just taking it and lining it in between the rows of our crops, our tomatoes, just to help with weed retention, help with water retention. And here comes the shower. I can feel the sprinkles hitting me now. So we're gonna go ahead and end this video. Thanks for watching. Give us a thumbs up if you like this video. Subscribe and ring that bell so you'll be notified each time we upload new videos. Until next time, get dirty and grow some food.